Good morning, class. So today we begin our class with mountains. Yesterday you learnt about the plateaus, the different plateaus in Africa, and what is their average height. The highest is around 1200 meter. Now today we start with mountains. The continent of Africa does not have the world's highest mountains, unlike Asia, North America also, Europe also, but then they are full of plateaus. But it has different kinds of mountains. The types of mountains found in this continent are as follows. Fold mountains. You remember what are fold mountains I told you? Fold mountains were formed how? When two tectonic plates collided long millions of years ago, and the mass, because of that impact, that terrific impact, it came up and fold mountains were formed. Now the Atlas Mountains found in northwestern part of the continent is an example of fold mountain. Please underline whatever you see is underlined over here. These mountains were formed at the same time as the Himalayas in India and the Alps in Europe. So the Atlas Mountains are young fold mountains, as are the Himalayas and the Alps. When we talk about the old fold mountains in India, then the best example is the Aravalis. Then we have the block mountains are found in the eastern part of the continent. They are situated along the Rift Valley. Mount Ruwenzori is a block mountain of Uganda. Now the mountain is not marked over here. Mount Ruwenzori, I'll see whether it is marked somewhere here. No, it is the basin of, so we'll have to go through the physical map of Africa to figure out where Mount Ruwenzori is. Now coming to the volcanic mountains. The volcanic mountains are found near Ethiopian highlands in eastern part of the continent. Mount Kilimanjaro is the highest mountain peak of Africa and it is a volcanic mountain. So Kilimanjaro is the highest and it is a volcanic mountains. How has it been formed? See, first of all, it is active. It has a funnel shaped, and the topmost part is open because of the various explosions over the years, but it remains snow covered throughout the year. There is a picture given over here of the Mount Kilimanjaro. Though it is a volcanic mountain, but it is covered because of the high altitude. It is covered with snow throughout the year. There are other volcanic mountains such as Mount Kenya and Mount Elgon. Now the Great Rift Valleys. The Great African Rift Valley is the most prominent feature of the continent along its eastern coast, a valley which is formed by sinking of a part of land. So because of the various tectonic movements, earthquakes and all, what happened, children? Some part of land, it sank, and along the fault line. What is the fault line? It is where the earthquakes take place. Or sudden upthrust of two lands leaving a low corridor in between is called a rift valley. So this rift valley was created, the land which sank below is because of the fault line, because this area lies along the fault line, or maybe there was some other impact, because of which two major landforms, it came on either side and there was a sunken in part in between. So the area formed thus is known as Rift Valley. The Great Rift Valley of Africa is about 4,800 km in length. That is quite a lot, while its width is 80 km. It is a chain of interlinking rift valleys, hence called the Great Rift Valleys. It is not one single rift valley. There are different chains. Now see, children, over here you will see the lines, area which is dotted with red. These are the Great Rift Valleys. Now let us see the extent. The Great Rift Valley extends from Lake Malawi in the south and covers a total distance of 8,000 km northwards till the Red Sea. See, you clearly see the Red Sea marked over there, and it starts from Lake Malawi. Rainwater gets stored on the floor of the Rift Valley to form narrow lakes. So this is how they have narrow lakes over there. Thus Lake Malwa, Lake Edward, Lake Mobutu and Lake Tanganyika were formed. Now coming to the deserts. Yesterday I told you that most of the South African continent is covered with desert, or it is an arid land. Africa has the largest hot desert situated in the northern part of it. It is called the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert covers 1/3 of the area of the continent. It extends from the Atlantic Ocean in the west to the Red Sea in the east. Apart from it, there are 2 more semi-deserts in Africa. So the largest is Sahara. There are more, and it covers 1/3 of the area of the continent. Now there are Namib and Kalahari deserts. Both these lie in the southern part of the continent. Namib Desert is a coastal desert and is found in Namibia along the western coast of the continent. So it lies along the western coast. The Kalahari Desert extends to the 3 nations of Namibia, Botswana and South Africa in the south central part of the continent. It is the extension of dry savanna in Africa with long stretch of sand and rock. So they have given this picture is not very clear of the Namib Desert, but now see again, if you look at the map given on page number 73, you can see the Sahara Desert, the Congo Basin. You have the Kalahari Desert over here and you have the Namib Desert. Now when we are talking about the Namib Desert, it is a coastal desert because it lies along the coastline. This is the reason why it is known as the coastal desert. So, and this extends southwards. It is in the south. Now coming to lowlands and basin. Africa lacks in vast spread of lowlands. The lowland areas are confined to the western and northern parts. There are narrow lowlands along the coast. 2 distinguished lowlands to be mentioned are as follow. The Congo Basin, drained by River Congo or River Zaire, lying astride the equator in West Central Africa. So this is a it's basically this map given over here is basin of River Nile. So we'll again go back to the Congo Basin over here which is shown clearly on page 73 in the physical features of Africa. Now drained by River Congo. Let us see whether River Congo is clearly marked over there or not. See, River Congo and River Zaire. Okay, River Zaire, is it marked clearly over here? No. So River Congo is marked clearly over there, and these are the distributaries of River Congo, and it forms the Congo Basin. It is the world's second largest river basin after Amazon, comprising an area of more than 3.4 million square kilometers. So please make sure that you underline all this. Okay, Africa lacks in vast spread of lowland areas unconfirmed to the western and northern parts. There are narrow lowlands along the coast. Then the Congo Basin, drained by River Congo or River Zaire, lying astride the equator in West Central Africa, world's second largest river basin. Now coming to the Chad Basin. It is the largest inland basin in Africa, underlined, and is centered around Lake Chad. River Chari and River Okavango are examples of inland drainage basins. Large swamps and wetlands are formed here which span 7 countries. So we'll quickly go back again to page 73 and see the Chad Basin, which is drained by Lake Chad. Okay, River Chari and River Okavango are of inland drainage. Now you see Lake Chad over here, Chad Basin. This is the Lake Chad, River Chari. Okay, so these drain the Chad Basin, and it is an inland drainage system covering around 7 countries. Now coming to drainage. Though Africa is a plateau continent, it has an extensive drainage system. Though it is, earlier also we talked about that it is a plateau continent. Africa is a plateau continent, but it has an extensive drainage system. There are a number of rivers that make extensive river basins in the continent. Underline, the major sources of drainage are rivers and lakes. Navigation is difficult in the rivers of Africa as there are innumerable waterfalls and cascades along their courses. Cascades again are waterfalls only. Okay, so they do not go on like in plains, they do not go on and on. Being a tableland or a plateau land, there are bound to be waterfalls and cascades. So we cannot have lot of tourist activity, people doing rafting and all will be popular, but then it cannot be used for other commercial purposes. Now coming to River Nile. Okay, the Nile is the largest river of the continent and the world. It is the longest. It is not the largest, but it is the longest. 6,670 kilometers in length. Originates where? From Lake Victoria. What are the two tributaries? White Nile and Blue Nile are the two branches of the Nile. The Nile makes an extensive, accurate delta before it meets the Mediterranean Sea. So, when we see the river Nile, it drains here into the Mediterranean Sea, this side. The Nile provides a vast fertile floodplain which is used for cultivation. River Nile is a navigable river in Egypt, that is, as it does not make any waterfall there. Right? It is a navigable river because there is no waterfall there. Now coming to page number 76. Children, I will start with River Zaire or Congo in the next class because then the video will become too long. Till that time, please revise and you can ask your queries later on in the online class. Thank you.